G'day guys, welcome back to TF Customs Shaving Brushes Workshop. Welcome back. Got a couple of little things happening this Avo. Nothing too exciting. We're going to turn a hybrid Chameleon, which is one of the ones that I cast in a couple of streams back. So we're going to turn that one. It's fairly thin. I turned it, it was a square blank and I've turned it round. This was the one that was deformed. The core flute went out of shape when it was in the pressure pot curing. So I've managed to salvage it into a round blank, but it's a little bit thinner than normally would be. My blanks are normally around about the 40 odd millimeters, and this one's currently at about 36-37, so it's down about 3 mil to where I normally have it, but that's alright, we'll make something of it. I'm just going to try a different shape with this one because it's got a bit of burl in it, and I just want to try a couple of things with this one really. It'll just be a fairly plain shape, nothing too fancy, but we'll see how we go with it anyway. Just let me get back to my main screen on here now guys. Get that one ready. We can probably put that one here, just for the start here now. And I'll just have a look at the chat and see how we've got in. So we've got Thomas in, we've got Razor in. Razor's here every time. Rami, g'day mate, how you doing? Yeah, so good that you guys can all have a chat in there. You all know one another. That's a good thing about the chat. Gives you a place to hang out and chat whilst you're watching a bit of a video being made. So yeah, so like I said, this is one of the hybrids that I done some time ago. It was deformed. I've turned it from a deformed sort of rectangular type blank into a round blank, and hopefully I should get a nice little brush out of it. We'll see how we go though. It's an experimental one, this one again, so you know, who knows what will happen, but we'll see what we can do. So I've got a little 2-band 24mm 2-band that I'm going to put in that, so should be quite a nice little handle if I can keep it in one piece and do something with it. It does have some interesting stuff on the inside too, so we'll see that develop as the brush develops, hopefully. And like I said, hopefully we have no issues with it. So without further ado, I'm going to get cracking. I'm hoping to just get this one done in the stream and finish it. And I've got another couple here which are square blanks, which I cast earlier, and I'm hoping that possibly I might turn, so that one's a hybrid with Chameleon on it, and this one's just got some different colours mixed through it. It's a bit of a lime green, but there's some dark green and red and blue and dark green in there, swirls inside it, so it should be quite nice. I've just got to work out what I'm going to do with that yet. I was going to try and machine them up and get them ready today so that I could do something with them tonight, but I thought, nah, I'll have a bit of a think about it, and hopefully I can do something with both of these and get them maybe ready for the next stream. But I might turn them to round on the lathe tonight. We'll see how we go with that. The main thing is trying to get this handle finished, so we'll see how we go with that first. Okay. Been a long day, yeah. Well, it's been a big day for me today too. I mean, Saturday's normally fairly cruisy for me. I normally go and fly my model airplanes, but I didn't do that today. I'm going to go and do that tomorrow morning. And today and last night I went out and spent a bit of cash again. So I've ended up putting another camera in here. So I'm still only going to use 3. But I've changed one of them, and I'm going to change the other one eventually as well. So I splashed a bit of cash out today and got another Handycam, another Sony Handycam, which will give us a better shot on a zoom shot, which I'll show you now actually. So just give me 2 seconds and I'll change to that shot now, and you'll see what a difference it makes. So there we go. So there's shot camera 2 now. So that's letting you get a much better look at that straight on, and from my perspective it means that I can get the camera further away from what's going on here, because they were getting splattered with sanding and dust and all that sort of thing, because they were so close. I had the GoPro before and it was having to be so close to the lathe to actually get the shots I wanted it to get, so it was getting covered in dust and crap. And so I've decided today and last night I went and splashed out and bought another camera just to try and get a better picture for the live stream. I've also added lighting as well, so you're probably noticing that the picture's a lot brighter than what they've been in the previous videos. I've added about 7,000 lumens to lighten up to my existing studio lighting that I've got set up as well. So I've added another 7,000 lumens LED. So it should enhance the pictures even better and make them a bit lighter. I always found that the other ones were a little bit too dark, and I could see it in the playbacks when I watched the playbacks of the videos. They just look dark, whereas now it should look a lot brighter. And keeping the cameras to Canons as well, it means that you're getting like for like between the different cameras when I switch between the different cameras. So hopefully it should make it better for you guys. You're going to see things a lot clearer and a lot better. The other shot from above is still on the GoPro, so you can see that darkens down a bit. It's not quite as light as the other 2 shots, but once I change that one to a Sony Handycam as well, hopefully I'll be able to put the camera further away, because this one's quite close, as you'll see in shot 1. You can see the camera here is quite close to the action, so and I can't zoom the GoPro in, so basically it is what it is. But I think once I get the other Sony Handycam and get that set up, I can set it up out of shot, so that it'll clear this picture up. You won't see this, it'll be out the way, but I'll be able to zoom it in. It might mean I've got to hang the camera from the roof, but that's fine, we can do that. And again, that should give a much better picture for that top-down shot as well. But anyway, without further ado, let's go back to that shot for now. So that's the blank I'm going to turn. As you can see, I've turned it round. It's got a little bit of tear out in the barrel, because this barrel wasn't a stabilised barrel. So it will be stabilised and sealed once I finish the handle. I'm going to CA finish it, and that'll give it good protection. And the knot should be set in the resin end this time, not in the timber end, so there should be no issues with splitting or anything like that. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Yeah, like I said, it makes a difference when you can get the right cameras doing the right thing, you know. It just means that the video overall will be a lot better. So I'm going to have to go out and splash a bit more money, I think, to get another Sony, I think. And then that should be it for a while. The only other thing I need to do then is just lengthen all the cables. So I'll need to replace all the cables going to each of the 3 cameras. And once I replace those cables, I can hopefully then turn some of these cameras around if I go to another part of the workshop, and I can still keep myself in shot. So that's the plan at this stage anyway, but we'll see how we go. Alright, without further ado, let's get into this little brush. So, as I said to you before, I've had to turn it from sort of rectangular, out of shape-ish, into something that's fairly round. It's still not 100% round, but it's close enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a 25mm Forstner bit now. So I'm going to take you to the new shop, and you'll see that getting drilled out. So I'm just going to advance the bit in. We'll slow the lathe down, turn it up a bit, and then I'm just going to go in and start that hole, and then I'll set the tailstock on 0. Bring the whole tailstock in until we just touch the end of the blanket guide, and then I can go in until I get my depth. So as you can see, that's a much better shot now that you're seeing there. Okay, I'm going to take it to there and we'll see how we go with that. I'll just take the sharp edge off that now. Okay, so I'll have a look at that now. It might need to be made a bit bigger for the knot, depending on. Oh no, that's nice. That's a 24mm and a 25mm hole, and I'll just check what my loft is there. I might have to just adjust that a little bit. So that's sitting at about 53. So I wanted it around 53, 54. So that'll be fine. That'll be fine there. That's not bad. Fairly happy with that. Still got a little bit of backbone there without being too soft. G'day Catman, how you doing buddy? Yeah, so like I said, that picture is a lot better. You can see it much clearer now, now that it's zoomed in. It's just a better shot of what I wanted to show you. So that, like I said, the only one I've got to fix up now is the top down shot. We'll get another Sony Handycam on that one. It just means I'm going to have to splash out another $400, $400. But once that's done, I should have everything then that I need to go with the streams. Now it's just changing out the cables, which is something I can do anytime. So let me just get rid of this fussing a bit now. And I can actually put that out the way. Oh, it might need a need for the coin later, so I better hang on to that. Okay, so we'll put the live center in. That set up so I've got enough room to get the tool rest in, and we'll bring the live center in now just to give it some stability and some support. Until we do some shaping on it. Okay, and now I'll start doing a little bit of shaping on it. So just speed the lathe up a bit. I'll adjust the tool rest up to height. So I want to keep this shape fairly simple because you'll see why when I get a little bit further down the track. I'm trying to prevent taking too much out of what's on the inside, so it'll start coming to light once I do what I'm trying to do. So at the moment this is still a bit out of round, so I want to bring it back into round. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to maximise the amount of material I'm going to leave on. So in other words, I want to take as less material out of this as I can, but still get enough shape into the handle. Might take you to the top down shot, although you're not going to see too much there at the moment until we get a little bit further down the handle. Excellent, mate. I'm glad he liked it. Did he have a shave with it, or is he planning on having a shave soon with it? Just going to give this a little, I touched these up earlier, but I think it just needs another touch. So I'm just going to stop that. I'm just going to give this a, actually you might go to that one so you can see what I'm doing there. So I'm just resting the tool on the tool resting on the tailstock, and I'm just getting my diamond card, and I'm just going to give that a couple of touches up with a diamond card. So I find the bevel, the angle, and then I just hold it flat to that, give it a couple of rubs. I'm going to do the same on this one. And all that does is it just touches the edge up again, and that should be nice and sharp again. So just give it another couple of touches. It saves going back to the grinder and grinding all the time, because when you grind, all you're doing is taking tool steel away, and your tool eventually gets shorter and shorter and shorter. But if you can keep touching it up with a diamond card, then you're not taking steel off. Well, you are, but minuscule. I'm just going to use the gear to get that there. So this shape, I'm just making this shape up as I go along. This is not a shape that I've had in my head. It's just something that I'm just going to persevere with this blank and see where it takes me. I think I'll take the tailstock out for a minute. I just want to get in there to finish that top section a little bit. I'll take that right out of the way for now, and I'll bring my tool rest in a bit more at an angle. That should do it there. I'm happy with that. now I'll bring the tool rest back in again, the tailstock back in. Make sure I've got enough room there. Yeah, that's fine. Just lock that off. I'll bring the tailstock back in. That's a much better shot, isn't it, guys? Grey dog, how are you, buddy? Good day. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to try a spindle gouge on this, because I've got the timber in there as well, so I want to try and now I might go in with the carbide a little bit. I just want to make sure that the carbide doesn't tear the barrel up. And we'll go to that shot now. So I don't want to, yeah, that's coming out okay, that's coming up nice and smooth, so that's fine, that's what I wanted. And I can always go in a little bit more and refine that if need be, so that's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, they're not a bad, not the tuxedo synthetics, mate. You know, they've got enough backbone in them, but they're still a nice soft tip, so they're nice and soft on the face, and they whip up the lather real quick. So yeah, they're not a bad. Not a bad little knot at all. Okay, so we're getting there with that. Okay, it's not too bad. We've got a little bit up in there. That's quite nice. Okay. what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring that back in, and I'm going to actually drop the tool rest right down now, and I'm going to set the bottom of the handle where I want the bottom of the handle to be, which is going to be fairly close to the chuck, because that's where I want it. I want this to be a nice long slim handle. Geez, that's hard, that bottle is hard. So what I'm going to do the same here, I'm just going to touch that up with a diamond card, so we'll go to that shot so you can see what's going on there. So I just touch the 2 points, and again just a couple of strokes backwards and forwards is enough to put an edge back on it. That should be all I need. You can't feel it, but I can feel the difference in that cutting now. It's just cutting a lot easier without as much force on the tool. Go to the head shop for that now. What do you think of the new camera shot, Grey Dog? I've got a new camera, set up a new camera on the setup today. So I've got another Sony Handycam over there, which is giving us this shot, which is a much better shot now. So I went and splashed out a bit of money again today, but it's all well worth it. It gets the better shot, the better video. I reckon it's worth it. What have we got happened to you? Still not round there yet, so that's what I'm trying to make sure we're getting a nice clean cut. I don't want a rough cut in the barrel. I don't want to be tearing out the grind. Because I'm actually using the skew as a scraper. I'm not using it as a skew. The barrel is very hard. What I might do is I might go with my heavier one, which has got a lot more surface sitting on the tool rest. Much better. And I think what I'll do is I'll bring that, if I go back to that shot, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this surface here down to meet that point there, and then that'll be that brush finish to start a shape. I don't want it to be too fancy, because you'll see why once I've finished doing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to keep working that down to there. getting a little bit of acrylic shavings and I'm getting a little bit of burl shavings at the same time. Just want to blend that into that point now. And that's us just about there. Alright, there's just a little bit of chip out there, so I might just have to take a little touch more. In actual fact, I might even come in with the slow that a touch. Just take that little tool marker that I put in there. I just want to see if I've got that tear out in the barrel away here. There's still a tiny little bit there, so we'll go again. I'll come in with a big screw this time and just use it as a scraper again, just in there. I think that should just about have it. Yep, that's got it. The rest will come out with sandpaper now. So all I'm going to do now is just give that edge there a little touch, just to tidy it up. So we want there. Little touch there. Now I think I can release this now. I can slow it down a bit. Oh, he'll have a ball with that brush, mate. Your son, he'll absolutely love it if he hasn't used one before. Are you using cream, mate? You haven't gone on to the pucks of soap yet. You should try a couple of nice pucks of soap as well, and lather that way. You get some real slick lathers, mate. good, Grey Dog. I'm glad you like that one, mate. Yeah, the new camera has just made a big difference to that shot, so I'm going to do the same with the overhead one. I'll splash out another $300-400 and go and buy another Sony Handycam, and I'll mount that from the roof so I can get the camera well away from the lathe, so that it's not getting splattered and rubbish and crap and sawdust and shavings and acrylic dust when I'm sanding and stuff. Get it away from the sanding splatter when I'm using the wet and dry. So and it'll bring that picture up even better. So yeah, it'll be worth it for the sake of the better quality in the video, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to give this a little bit of a quick touch up with a bit of sandpaper. I may have to move on to some fresh sandpaper shortly, but I'll use this for now just to get a feel for where this is heading. It's a nice simple shape, this one, but you'll see why I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do once I get this where I need it to be. Yeah, it is Marlborough, mate, yep. It's very hard too, and that hasn't been stabilised because I'm going to seal it with CA, which Grey Dog will be familiar with. And the top section is all acrylic, so I don't have to worry about water sealing the top for the knot, because the acrylic's not going to let any water in anyway. And you're probably seeing that the pictures are much lighter as well. I think I've got a lot more light in there now. I added another 7,000 lumens of LED lights today as well. So as well as my studio lights that I was using for the previous streams, I've also added in another 7,000 lumens. So hopefully the picture will be a lot brighter. I noticed when I was watching back when I was previewing the videos that I'd done, I noticed that they were quite dark. I mean, they were clear, very clear, but they were quite dark. So hopefully by adding the extra lights, it makes it a lot brighter. And it's all those things that just make the video so much more professional and easier to watch. Yeah, the Truth and stuff's nice. Yeah, it makes a big difference, Grey Dog, doesn't it? Just the better cameras. I mean, the GoPros are fine, but they just don't give you the same clarity and the same colour as what you get compared to the Handycams, you know. And the Handycams are a cheap way to go as well, rather as a full-blown professional video. I mean, they cost, you know, $2,000, $3,000, you know. Whereas these are sort of 350, 400 bucks. So, I mean, even the new GoPros cost you more than what it cost to buy one of these Sony Handycams. So I'm quite happy with that. I should have just bought another one today. And that would have been the end of it. But, I might need to sell a few more brushes yet before I can buy another one. Yeah, it was about, I think Harvey Norman's had the Sony Handycam special for, I think it was about $348 today, so I went and bought it today. And then it cost me about 170 bucks for my 7,000 lumens LED lights as well, so blew a bit of cash today. So I need to sell another 2 or 3 brushes so I can buy the next camera. And that'll just get the live stream where I want it to be then, with another one of those Handycams. My coffee's just, it's almost cold, so I'm going to finish it before I continue. There we go, done and dusted. Now, where did I get to with the sandpaper? I think I was on this one. I'm going to change to fresh stuff after this as well, and I'll just go over it again with fresh stuff. I can probably get rid of that, my name now off there. I think everybody knows who I am, eh? Okay. Actually, I know what I should do. Just give me 2 seconds. I should find this, because this will be a nice picture for you all to see. Well, actually, yeah, I should find it in there. Just give me 2 secs, guys. I'll be right with you. Right, I'm just going to take me off Razor, you probably have seen it, maybe one or two of the other guys, but there might be a couple of guys on the stream that haven't seen this shot. But this is an absolutely beautiful shot. Let me just show you this, guys. How's about this? This is just unbelievable. Have a look at that. Aye. So that's the group buy that I just finished doing. The other week I turned 14 handles. 14. There was 14 castings. I made 14 handles, and then I've sent them all off to Rhodium to be fitted with the Rhodium hand-tied knots. And there you can see the hand-tied knots in the picture with all the handles as well. Isn't that a sight to behold? Aye. Well, what did you think of that shot, guys? Unbelievable, isn't it? Aye? I thought you might like that photograph. It's a cracker, isn't it? All those lovely hand-tied Rhodium knots with all those nice green malachite custom cast handles, eh? Isn't it a sight to behold, eh? Okay, I'm going to go with that again because there is a bit of tear out in that grind. So I'm going to hit that again with some sandpaper. So I'm going to go through the grits again. Might actually use this little foam pad in behind the sandpaper just to get the worst of it. See how that's looking with the grain now. So we've got most of that tear out is gone, a little bit down the very bottom there. So we'll get that now. And then there's a little bit up here which I can't get in with that, so I'll do that by hand. We'll see if we've got that bit out. There's still a bit there. Fresh piece right in that corner there, that's where it is. I might be able to get into that if I just angle it slightly. We're getting there, still a bit more to go. Geez, that burrow's hard. Still a little bit there. We've got it everywhere else though, so I'm happy with that. We've got a little bit to finish just up in there. I think I'm going to have to get in with just with my finger. Try again with this. And then I might give it a little bit of hand sand. Because we've got to get this out now before we go any further. Go to there so you can see what's going on. This one's going to take a little bit of work on the sanding, guys, because the burl is very, very hard, and I just got to make sure that I get it as smooth as I can get it, and make sure there's no tear out in there whatsoever, because once it's in there and I don't take it out, it, you know, you can't get it out after. It's going to come out now. Pardon me. I had my dinner late again, and it keeps coming back on me. And there's a little bit there, but that'll go. What one was that, Grey Dog? Music's just on a quiet track, I think, mate. I think it's just a quiet track. I can turn it up, But if another track comes on, so it's gone silent, has it? Just let me take the volume down on that again then, and I'll bring it back on. Music back. Thistle brush, I'm trying to remember that one. I've made that many now, it's hard to remember them all. I know when I see them, like when I see pictures of them guys posting up in the shave of the days or whatever, as soon as I see them I say, oh yeah, that's one of mine. Right, a little bit of the inside again. A little bit there, a little bit next grit. Green and red. Oh, I wonder if that's the, what did I call that one? It was like a candy apple. I think that's what we called it actually, candy apple I think, from memory. A little bit of a look at that. Still got a little bit of tear out in there. Tiny little bits. It's getting there. It's all right. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a rub with hand now, just to get that grit in there. this old coin in the bottom. I can't remember it, mate, to be honest, which is unusual because you'd think I would remember that one. What screens, mate? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Okay, on to the next one. This is going to be a nice little handle, hopefully. I think you will be impressed when you see it when it's polished up. Oh, Abranet. That's the like the wire mesh one with the it's got like a Velcro loop backing on it that collects the dust, and you just blow it out. Yeah, I've used the Abranet before. It's pretty expensive. It's good stuff. It really is very good. Abranet. It's called A-B-R-A-N-E-T. Abranet. Yeah, it's very good stuff. It lasts a long time. But it's quite expensive here. I don't know what it's like over in your neck of the woods, but it's expensive here. It is good though. I have used it. Yeah, I know the stuff you're talking about now, Grey Dog. It's Abranet. It's like a wire mesh, but it's a sandpaper, and it has like a Velcro loop on the backing on it, so that when you're actually sanding, the hooks on the back actually trap the dust, and then you can just blow it out, and then you can reuse it and go again. It's called Abranet. Yeah, no worries, mate. You just stay safe on the roads, mate. Okay, one last one, and then I'll go on to the wet. Yeah, I think it will, Razor. I think this one will pop. See, this is all practice for getting your one right, Razor. Now, we don't get anywhere near the choice that you guys get over in the States, Grey Dog. The tools and the equipment that you guys can get over there is just incredible compared to what we can get. You get all the basic stuff here, but any specialised wood turning tools or gear that you need, you've got to get it from the US, or I've bought a fair bit of gear through a couple of companies in the UK. Because they've got the gear that I want and I can't get it here. And it makes it very expensive when you've got to keep bringing it in like that all the time. But you can't, some of the stuff you can't get it here, so you've just got to bring it in from overseas. Just with a paper towel, I apply my CA. I know there's quite a few people use boiled linseed oil and CA on a cloth and apply it that way, but I just apply my CA with a paper towel, just straight to the blank, and I've always had pretty good success with that. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'll take to hazard a guess at the cost of the gear that I've got in here for my wood turning. I mean, just the lathes alone, there's well, if I had to replace my big one now, it would cost me $6,500, and this little one's $2,500. So you know, there's the best part of 9-10 grand just in 2 lathes, and that's without all the tools and all the attachments and the chucks and everything else. So there's a lot of money tied up in this shed, in this workshop, and I've got all the other woodworking equipment here as well. So you know, 10 grand just in the lathes alone, and that's without any of the specialised tools and all the other wood turning tools, and you know, centres and live centres and step centres and chucks. I've got about 3 or 4 chucks, big coal jaws, you name it, I've got it. I've got a threading machine, I've got a router machine for going on the lathes. Yeah, I've deep hollowing tools, cameras, LED lights for checking depths, and you name it, I've got it, but at a lot of cost. Right, now, I know what I didn't do. I didn't change my water, but I think it'll be alright. Exactly, Razor, but you know, I used to use the lathes for other things as well. I used to do a fair bit of wood turning bowls and pens and all sorts of stuff, mate, but it's predominantly just shaving brushes now. But I do plan to try and do a few other bits and pieces on them at some stage, but I think I would like to do a couple of things just in the stream one night, just for something different to a shaving brush. So you know, you'll probably be watching the footy, yeah? Okay guys, you're going to get to see this for the first time. There we go. You're getting to see it with a little bit of clarity in it now. I told you it was going to be worth having a look and hanging around. Right. So set that over there. Get my wet pads. I'll just sit in there for a minute. It's that one. Ryan, how are you, buddy? You watching the footy again, mate? You just drop in and out. I'll have a look once I get the once I turn the handle around in the chuck and I put the recess in it. I'll have another look. I won't know yet until I finish the curl, the colour, put the clear CA on it. I'm thinking at this stage I'm thinking the antique brass might look better in this one, but I'll check it right at the end when I'm working on the bottom. But I'd say it'll be the antique brass. I think most of the guys that are in here now might already have hit it, but we might have a couple of lurkers. But that's alright. People are viewing. That's good. That's definitely a much better shot now, isn't it? That you're seeing in the camera. Much better. I'm much happier with that. You just got to get enough dollars together now to get another one, and that'll fix that top shot and make that equally as good. I'm not going to stop the lathe and let you have a look until I've finished all these wet and dries, and then you'll get a look. How's the music, lads? Alright? Keeping you entertained in these boring parts of the video? Oh, we're getting there now. We're on the third last pad, so I might even stop it and give it a hand rub after this one. Well, on this one actually. And then I'll need to let the barrel dry for a little bit before I can coat it in CA, but I'll give it a wipe with methylated spirits. That'll help dry it out and let it evaporate and dry out. Yeah, it's a great shot. I reckon that's, like I said, that camera's just made all the difference to that. I'm really looking forward to getting another one, and then that'll fix that other shot, the head down shot, get that a lot better as well, and then I think I'll be happy with that then. Okay, it's looking not too bad. So get on to the last two pads now. Okay, last one to go. Okay, I think that should about do that. I'll just dry that off. just going to rub a bit of methylated spirits on that barrel to help it dry out and make sure we've got no dust or anything in the grind. If we've got anything in there, it will come out with the methylated spirits. So she's starting to come nice now, starting to dry. Got it nice and smooth, so I'm happy with that. So I might just turn it up for a minute and just let it spin out. Just till we get that bottle dry. I will need that again probably, but I'll put it out of the way for now. Just give this all a bit of a clean up. So what I might do here is I might apply a little bit of CA on this section first, so that when I turn it round I can get to it all okay, the rest of it. And I'm going to put a little bit of polish in there as well. Dry it up on me. So a bit of polish in here, just because it's awkward getting in there, so I'll put a bit of polish in there and then I can just jam the paper towel in there, and hopefully that'll polish it up and buff it up, and then that'll be ready to put the knot in there. I might even slap a little bit around here as well, because this is a real fine polish, this one. Too fast. Probably too fast. Generates too much heat. to just get right in that centre point, just to get any cream out of there. It's not bad. The bottle seems to have dried out a fair bit now as well, so she's pretty shiny, but just with the sandpaper and polishing and that it's had. But I think that'll do it for now. So I might apply a little bit of CA on that, because I might end up having to sand the CA back again as well, because I've got to make sure that I get it on, and then it's smooth as well. So it's always hard getting into these detailed areas with the CA, but we shall see how we go. There's only that little bit of barrel just in this upper ring here that I want to make sure that we get, so I'll probably start a little bit further down the handle, but not too far down. Give that a little touch of activator. That should set that off. Yeah, that's lovely. So we'll put another bit on now. Give that a little bit of activator. That's all it needs. I've done my cloth wrong. I normally roll them up in a fine. I'll get another one. I normally roll them up in a long thin like this. Yeah, so I normally roll it up flat like this into a long strip, and then I apply my CA with that, rather as a square pad that I had before, and then I can get a lot more coats with it like this. So I can normally get about 10 or so on here, and then that allows me to count how many coats I've put on as well. So we'll just do the same again. A little touch of activator. That's all it takes. Now I'm going to just go in on the side of this one now. Just to get that coated, and I have, that's good. And then again, just another little bit in there, just so that we're sealing the wood to the acrylic. And what the CA does is because it cures at a very high temperature. So what it does is it actually fuses itself to the resin below. And the first layer that I put on, like this is a thin CA. So what actually happens with this is the thin CA soaks into the timber, and then basically every subsequent layer that you add after that each layer fuses to itself. And anywhere where the CA goes onto the resin, it actually fuses to the resin as well. And CA is very, very hard. Once it's on a solid object like this, it's a very, very hard, tough finish. But the good thing about it is you can get a glass-like finish with it when you sand it and you polish it and buff it up. So it really puts on and it's a long-lasting, hard-wearing finish. So you know, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You don't want to put a finish on there that, you know, it's not going to hold up and stand the test of time. I'll show you in the other shot in a little while. I just got to get a fair few coats on this, so I want to just keep going. And I do want to get another little bit back on here. This may take a little bit more sanding again, but just to flatten out any little ridges that may be in it from when I apply it by hand. It's quite a process. I mean, a lot of people can't do this process properly, even although they try, they just can't get it. But once you master it, it's a fantastic finish. And I don't get a lot of CA. I don't get CA stuck to my hands now when I fold the towel over like that. When I first started doing CA finishes many years ago, I used to come out and my hands were covered in CA. I'd be picking skin off, like, well, it was actually CA skin. I'd be picking bits of CA off all my fingers for days and days and days. Whereas now, you know, it goes on the towel and not on me, and it's just a case of perfecting that technique. So you can leave it for a few seconds and it goes off anyway, but the activator just helps speed the process up. And as long as you don't use a lot of it, if you use too much activator, what can happen is, because the CA generates heat to cure, the activator actually then makes it go off quicker. So what it does is it starts that curing process straight away. But if you put too much activator on, what can actually happen is the activator can make the CA go white, because it'll actually start to boil and you get these little white blotches everywhere. And that's, you know, obviously you don't want that, it spoils the finish. So then you basically, when you get to that stage, if you let that happen, you've basically got to sand the CA finish off again and start at the beginning again. Because once the white boiling is in there, it goes right through it, you can't get it out. So you've got to sand it out. And it's a case of knowing how long you can hold that on there for without it sticking. Again, way back in my early days of trying to perfect the CA finish, I had bits of paper towel sticking to the blank, had my fingers sticking to the paper towel. It was just a schmozzle, but once you perfect it, like I said, you don't get any CA on your fingers. It all goes on the piece. Now you're not getting a look at that at this point in time. I'm starting to see it taking shape. It needs a little bit of touch up, but not a lot. So I think we'll probably be able to just go straight on with the wet and dry pads next time. And now that the wood's actually sealed, the water won't affect it. The only place the water can still affect it at the moment is on the very bottom. But you know, we'll be doing the bottom and then we'll be sealing the bottom as well. So no water can actually enter into that barrel anywhere once it's got the CA finish on it, you know. So let me keep going, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus I've done a couple on the other one. It's 8, 9. So we've still got a few coats to put on it yet. So that's about 10, and I'll probably get another 2 on this one before that goes off. So all I'm doing is I'm just continually building the coats up until we get a nice solid thick layer over the entire handle. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had a lot of people over the years, because I used to use this CA finish on my pens, and I've had customers that have come in and says, no, they don't like the CA finish because it makes the timber look like plastic. But the thing is, you know, what they're not taking into account is that the timber's protected for years and years to come when it's got this finish on it. And that's typically what I tell people that don't want it. Because if they want a wax or a, you know, there's a number of other finishes you can pour on your pens, but your pens, if it's going to be a daily use pen, the oils in your hand just degrade the timber. They break down those finishes, they don't last. And then the oils in your hands get into the timber, and then the timber starts to get all oily and dirty. And once it's like that, you can't do anything with it after that. So, you know, the only way you can protect it to get a nice finish is a CA finish. And I mean, CA can be applied with boiled linseed as well, and that's another finish that people, that's mainly used in the US, but there is a few guys here use boiled linseed and CA and apply that together. But you know, it's another technique, and it requires perfecting as well. But I've always found my CA just works for me, so I've stuck with it. You know, I'll get a fresh towel rather than try and use the other side of that. So I can go back on this, I can feel the hard bits on it, and that lets me know how many coats I've put on. So I put 2 on with the other pad before I changed to the long one again. So that was 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so there's 12 coats on that now. This is going to take a bit longer, guys, because it does require extra finishing this as opposed to just an acrylic handle, because it's got the burl in it and the acrylic and because it's clear, it just requires a little bit more attention and a little bit more attention to detail. So once it's finished though, it will look absolutely stunning, trust me. And you'll get to see that tonight because I'm here until I finish this. Yeah, I think if I go over it with the wet and dry sandpaper, which is 1000 grit, and then that'll let me see how flat the finish is, and then I can go through the soft pads after that, and then we're ready to flip it around, basically do the work on the bottom, then we can give it a buff and a polish, and then, you know, we're there. But it's still got a little bit to go yet, so just hang in there, guys, bear with me. Saturday night, I hope you're enjoying it. Oh, I just touched the rag there and got the CA on my hand. Ah, God. Here's me saying that I never get CA on my hands now. Ah, well. Not to worry, we'll survive. Once I finish putting these coats on it, I'm just going to put a little bit on this end. I know it's had a fair few coats, and I'm sort of wiping the CA back into it once I come over that lip, but I just want to make sure that that top lip around that ring is well sealed as well. I think that'll do that now. So that was 12 on the previous 12 on the previous one, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21 so far we've got on there. And I'm just going to, like I say, just touch up this inner edge here now a couple of times. That should do it. So we'll have to do the same on the bottom, but the bottom we're only going to have to do the outer ring because we'll have the coin in the bottom as well, but I will seal the bottom of that area once it's parted off with CA, and in that way again no water can actually get into the in where the coin's set in as well. So you'll have the CA sealing up the timber, then we'll put the epoxy in there, then we put the coin in it. And because the bottom's all sealed up with the CA as well as the epoxy, then no water can get into that handle either anywhere on the handle basically. It's totally impervious to taking on water. So I'm just going to give that a little clean up. And then we'll put the cap back on. And we'll come back to that in a little while. So, what I need to do now is stop it and have a look at it. And I can see it's got a few little ripples and wrinkles here and there. So, you know, it is going to need the wet paper put over it again. And I think I'll actually get a fresh piece of that. Unless I haven't used the inside of this yet. Let me have a look. No, I haven't used the inside of that yet, so we'll use that. And between that and the soft touch pads, that should be enough to get this nice and flat again. And then basically I should be able to then turn it round, part it off. We can set the knot, detail the bottom, finish that, set the coin, set the knot. And this handle should be done, and it's actually going to be a cracker of a little handle, to be honest with you, now that I see it. So just let me get my water back again. Actually I might go and get some fresh water, right? record. Okay. Oh, it's still on. Okay, bit of fresh water, and I'm just going to give this, actually it's going to need a bit more than that. I'm going to have to hit that with, it's alright on the handle, I think we'll be alright with that in the handle, but I'm going to have to hit that with some sandpaper just to knock it flat. There's a few bumps and ripples in the top section there. So I want to get that out so that it's nice and flat. Yeah, puppies are good, mate. They're inside with mum at the moment. I think Ryan's on the phone to his mum, having a yak. That's better. Now just a little bit of light sand on there. That's not too bad. I just wanted to make sure we got that right because that's got to be right there. Well, it's got to be right the whole handle really, but so I'm going to show you something. This is how I work to my sanding with CA, because you got the same thing can happen with CA finish. If you actually sand through the CA back to the timber, then you've basically got to sand it all back and start again, and you've got to put on another 20 coats. But what I do is once I've applied my CA, I'll show you now, because you'll see in the camera. I'll change the shot, and I'll just give that a wipe with my hand, and then I'll go to camera 3. So you might not see it in the camera, but there's shiny spots and there's dull spots. So the dull spots are where I've just sanded, and the shiny spots are the hollows. So basically what I've got to do with CA finish now is I've got to keep sanding that until the shiny spots disappear, and as soon as the shiny spots disappear I stop, and basically that means that you've got the surface nice and flat, you're back to the CA finish, you haven't rubbed right through it, and then basically then you're ready just to start going through your grits again, just to shine it up without actually sanding it too heavily. And you take all those little hollows out, and that's it. But yeah, so those shiny spots are the spots that I need to take out. And once I get rid of those shiny spots, then we're all good, and we stop. So I didn't go down to my finest grit there. I've kept it up a grit, because like I said, I don't want to be too aggressive on it and put too many scratches through it, or go through the CA. So doing it, just jumping up a grit will hopefully prevent that from happening. Now I'll stop the lathe, have another look, see if I've got any shiny spots, and there's not too many there now. So now I've just got to go through the process again of sanding that back again now, till we get rid of all the scratches. Then we'll have to go through the grits again, but then we're ready to turn it around. So as you can see, it doubles the amount of work you've got to do where you're sanding and polishing and applying the finish, but in the end you will see the end result. It'll just be astounding. So it's worth the effort, it really is. Especially on a brush like this, where it's you know, a little bit different to the norm. So all I'm doing now is I'm not applying a lot of pressure now, I'm just sanding it to make sure that we've got all the scratches, anything that's deeper, just making sure that they're all gone. And then we'll jump up through the grits again, and we'll hit it with the wet and dry, and go through finish that process again for the second time. The bottom will be a lot quicker because there's not as much to do on the bottom. There's still a couple of shiny little bits on that section of the handle there, so I'm just going to take that out, and I'm just going to go around that section there where we applied CA in there, make sure that that's all finished properly as well, which it is, and on the edge. Just work the top piece. This is going to be a stunner. It's going to be it's got a 24mm 2-band finest in it. Well, that's what it will have in it when we're finished. But the handle itself is going to be it's going to be a looker, that's for sure. I'm not going to do anything to the inside of the top section there because that's already been done, and we didn't go in there with CA, so it doesn't need anything done to it. I'm just going to work the rest of the handle. Right, so that's that was the second grit up, so I'm going to go to the next one now. And bear in mind it's very, very light touches because I don't want to go through the CA. So nice and light. You see when I'm sanding, I keep moving the piece with the turn wheel on with my left hand, and that just keeps it moving, so I'm covering the blank evenly. Ryan, you're back. Or are you away watching the footy again? Or are you talking to your mum on the phone? So I'm just going to fire that up. That's it. Then we'll give that a little rub by hand. going to be a long one, guys, but I think the end result will be worth it. So if you can stick around, stick around. Okay, that's that one. This one. So you can see I'm not spending a lot of time on these grits, and I'm only touching the blank very, very lightly with these grits now, the second round. Even when I'm hand sanding, I'm just very, very light. Because the bulk of the sanding has already been done, it's just the CA gets little ridges in it, and you just got to get those ridges out. I mean, they'll still polish up, but you'll see little ripples in the blank. When you look at the timber barrel, you'll see little ripples if you don't flatten it out like what I'm doing now. So that's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I don't want those little ripples, I want it to be nice and glass-like finish. Okay. That. Let's give it a little light hand sand now. What do you reckon of the shape of the handle? What do you think of the shape? I think it looks alright. It's similar to the other one that I normally do, but with the rounded top, but this one I've just dropped the sides straight down. Because I didn't want to hollow this one in too far, because we'd lose some of the effect of what's inside the barrel. So I didn't want that, so that's why I've changed it slightly, just to try and maximise the impact of the other parts of the handle. Right, that's that one, and the last bit, and then I'll go to the wet again. Okay, that's that. So now we'll go on to the wet. this is where you'll see it come into its own now, again. Now I'm happy with my lathes I've got, mate. These will outlast me. These lathes will last me the rest of my life. I'll never have to replace these lathes. That's one thing about Vic Marks. When you've got one, the only time you'd ever replace it or need to replace it is if you want to upgrade. And these have got everything that you could possibly put on a lathe. I mean, they're all variable speed. You know, they're a quality machine. That's why they're so expensive. But these will last me the rest of my days, mate. I'll never need to buy another lathe. I just want to get enough money together again now, sell a couple of brushes and buy another camera, because I think that head shot, or the head down shot, this one that you're looking at now, that's going to just come ahead leaps and bounds. I mean, it's already better with an extra lighting, but I think with one of those, another one of those little Sony Handycams, it'll just, that'll be me. I'll be set, mate. That'll be my live streaming stuff. I won't need anything else until something packs up. Okay, so that's pretty smooth now. I mean, I can feel how smooth that is with my fingers. So I'm gonna go straight to the wet pads now, and we'll finish off with them. That'll do for that. Okay, so nice light going over with the soft touch micro mesh pads, just to finish it all off and polish them up a bit, and the buffer will take it even higher. So yeah, I've got about 6 brushes inside that I use. I've made every one of them except one, which was just a Yagi synthetic, which I bought. But all my other ones are handmade with badger knots in them, or I've got a little, I've got another little synthetic that I use. That's my daily one that I use if I'm in a hurry. That's just a little Plissoft. It's got a little Plissoft knot in it, synthetic knot, which is really good. And then I've got the Yagi with the tuxedo in it, or a tuxedo, yeah, tuxedo knot in that one. And then all my other ones are badgers, and they're all fairly good quality badgers, like my 2 bands. I think I've got one there, that 1 or 2 that came from America. And I'm happy with that. I don't need any more. You can only use one at a time, mate. Although some guys probably try 2 at a time. Yeah, Surrey's pretty easy going. Starting to make those old man noises again when I bend down to get these pads. Okay. I think I've got a couple of rhodiums, mate, in my stock inside. I'll have a look and see which ones I've got, and then I'll let you know, They're a lovely knot. You've got to have a rhodium. If you've never used have you used badgers before? I mean, they're a fair bit different to the synthetics to use. They take on a lot more water than the synthetics do. So once you get that right and your soap mix right, they're just so nice on the face. They're just, yeah, just unbelievable. We'll go there. I'm just going to check how this is coming along. Still got a few little... I'm just going to give this one a bit of a hand rub too. Yeah, you'll absolutely love the rhodium, mate. They're just to die for, they really are. And when you shave with them, it's just like somebody's slapping you with a big feather down pillow, mate. It's just absolutely luxurious, they really are. Oh, not long now, guys. No. Just moved all my pads around. Oh god. What's the colours on name? I think when I get them all bubbled up, greys there. goes back to that, then the teal, then the purple, and then we go blue now. Okay, time to dry up. That's looking pretty good. Couple of little scratches in here. Couple of little scratches in there, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a hand rub. It'll probably come out with a buff, but I just don't want to chance it and miss it now. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that. I might use a little bit of the polish again, that fine polish, just to rub that in. So get a little bit of this out, inside there again. A little bit on here. This one's getting plenty of love, this one, because I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, that'll do it for now. There's a couple of marks in there, but that's it's hard getting in there and getting that right in there. But I think once the epoxy goes in there too, that'll change. Still a few little marks here and there, but I think the buffing is going to take that out. So I think I'm reasonably happy with that now, that I can take that off and we'll do the bottom. I'll just sit that up there out the way for now, and I'll take this chuck off. Carefully does this because we've got that mix of resin and barrel again, so I don't want to go too tight and cause any fractures or anything, but it should be good. That's about as tight as I need to go anyway. Yep. So I'm going to bring the tailstock in for a little bit of support here as well. Get that in where we need it to be. Put the tool rest right down. Get this in position. Bring the tailstock and a little bit of support. Okay, now we'll go to camera 3 and fire up the lathe. I'm just going to go in and part off the bottom now. Need a bit more speed. Geez, that bottle's hard. Okay, now we're getting down to it's getting pretty thin now, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to be forcing too hard, which is what I'm having to do at the moment. So I'm just going to give that edge another little touch up. On that edge there. That should be all it needs. Gently, gently, because I'm having to put a bit of force on the tool. The barrel is so hard. There we go. The barrel is really hard, eh? Okay, now we can take this away again, and what I'll do is I'll take that live centre out for now, and I'll put the Jacob's chuck back in with a 25mm bit for the coin in the bottom. But what I'll do first is turn this around and lift it up, because we're going to put our hollow in the bottom now. And then we're going to give it all a bit of a sand. I think that's too high. That's better. So speed it up a bit. I sharpened this before we started the stream as well, and I used it a little bit for shaping the handle, but it's just about lost its edge as well. So now I'll check that and see if I've got my hollow and I've finished everywhere I need to finish. Yep, I've got a nice hollow on the bottom of that, and just a little touch more out to the edge and I'll be happy. That's it. That's all I should need. So I'm going to go in now and just put my recess in the bottom for the coin, the medallion. Lock that off. That's still going a little bit too fast. Now, you probably want to go to that other camera now for that shot there, because you'll see that better. I'm just going to set this on 0. Once it's set on 0 and I set the colour to the bottom of the handle, then I just measure 4mm, because the coin's at about 3mm, so it just recesses it in a little bit more, and because I've already rounded the bottom edge, it's rounded out all the way to the bottom haze, so it gives me a nice finish on the bottom. So there's 2mm. You can see how hard it is. 3mm. I'm just going to check that I got 4 there. Yeah, that's 4. I'll take that out now. Get rid of this. And I might leave it on that shot. So this little edge here is already tapered in. It's got the hollow on the bottom now. So all I've got to do is just give it a little bit of a sand up, just to tidy it up and smoothen it in. And then I'm going to seal the whole of that up with CA. And then, so it's sealed, it won't take on any water. And then basically I can glue my coin in there, and then we can finish the bottom. And then it's just a case of going to the buffer. I'll buff it all up, bring it back, put it back on this chuck. We'll give it a bit of my U-Butte magic polish, and then basically we can set the knot in after that and we're done. So just hang in with me a little bit longer, guys, not too far to go now. And all the CA's got to be done before I set the coin in. So even though it's the bottom of the handle, but you need just as much attention to detail in the bottom of the handle as you do the rest of the handle. We've got a little defect in there, just where the timber's just, I mean it's good, but It'll be fine once we get the CA on it all. That's that one. So what I've also got to do is I've got to blend the CA in the bottom here back into the CA on here, so we get a nice smooth transition in that as well. I'm still thinking the antique brass might look better in this one, but I'll have a look shortly, mate. I'll sit it near it and then we'll see what it's like. That's probably the best way to tell. And then the last one here. Okay, so I'll just use one of the old pieces of tile, I think, just to apply the CA in here. So turn it down so it's not spinning too fast. And I'm going to drizzle some CA in there. It's probably still going too fast. So you can see the CA change the timber colour. And I've got to watch that I don't get too much in there. I might actually turn my lathe into reverse because there's a little bit of timber that's actually catching in there. And I just want to have a look at that. Yeah, no, that's all good. Good. So I'll just give that a very light spray whilst it's turning. And then I'm going to put it in reverse. I'll need a fresh towel. I'll show you the coins before I set it in, once I get the handle finished, eh? I'll show you and we can see what we think at the end, alright? So I've got to try and work out how I can get my hand in here. Actually, I might have to come in over that way so I don't block the camera. And I can actually put CA directly on the on there as well, except I don't want to spill it all over my lathe. Once it gets on there and it dries, you never get it off again. Should really have my little glue board under there, that's what that's there for. So start from the other end of the towel now. So you're getting to see the bottom of that finish properly now, where you wouldn't have got to see that in the previous shots. And again, that CA basically just seals everything up, and you know, you won't get any water penetrating in there. Just give that a little spray. Let it dry. Get that off. Actually, I'll get another towel. Anybody think I had chairs and bloody paper towels, eh? The way I go through them. Now, I'm just going to blend this in now. So I'm going to drizzle a little bit on the top of here. Just blend that in. And a little bit again, maybe a little bit faster for the lathe. I think we're pretty done there, lads. Okay. Because I gave that a good soaking, I don't need to worry about my 20 coats, because I've basically flooded that bottom section inside that recess. I'm hoping that I've still left myself enough room to get the coin in, that I haven't put too much glue in there, hopefully. Right, so just a little bit sanding now, and I'm going to do that in reverse again on the bottom section here, just to take off any, actually I need to do that section and forward. Thinking that should be enough for that now, so it's just a case of taking that over to the buffer now, and I'll give it all a good buff, and then we'll glue the coin in, we'll glue the knot in, you can get a good look at it then, and then we'll take it from there, right? Oh, wrong one. I'm going to leave this chuck in because I'm going to use a bit of my polish on this after. So I'll just give you a little bit of music, guys, and I'll turn my mic off and I'll go and buff this, and I'll be back in just a couple of secs, eh? lads, I'm back. How we go? We still got everybody there? We've not lost anybody? So final polish. Okay, I'm going to set that spinning so I can get the polish. Actually, I should put the polish on it. Should drop the polish on it now. That's it. A little bit there, a little bit there. That's all we need. A little bit on my handle. Get rid of that. And I'm just going to kind of smear that around the entire handle, a little bit around the bottom there, around here, and that one there, all around, and all around there, into that ridge, all around there. Right, clean towel again for the polish. Yeah, this one's going to be a little cracker, I reckon. So nice and slowly to start with, because all I want to do is just let the polish work its way in without flicking it off from the lathe, and then I'm just going to work it on the end of the handle there, into the groove there. So just keep working it in, and then it actually gets to a point where it won't go any further, and it just does its thing and it just shines up. Stop that and go back in normal gear, normal forward motion, I mean. Okay, so now I'll get a couple of coins and we can have a look at the coins and see what we think, eh? So I've got an antique brass here. I'll have to dig out a oh boy, I'll tell you what, I reckon that's going to be hard to beat. Can you? Oh, you can't really see it. I can't put it in because if I put it in I might never get it out again. That's going to be hard to beat, I reckon. Let me just get let me get a silver as well, but I think the antique brass is going to be hard to beat, boys. either or, to be honest, but I think the antique brass looks better. Yeah, definitely the brass. Definitely. Okay, so now that that's all polished, I'm going to put my glue board up, make sure that's locked, and I'm going to take this off the chuck. Set it up there for now, and I'll release this chuck because I won't need that on there now. So get rid of that. Out the way. And now that we've got nothing there for you to see, I'll switch to that camera. I'll lock that in, and I'll lift that just up a touch so you can see that. How's that? Now, with the handle, I'm going to sit it there. I'll get a little bit of epoxy. Now, this is part A, so don't get it mixed up tonight. And I've already sanded the bottom of the knot for this one, so that's already done, so I don't need to worry about that at the moment. She can be basically put straight in place. It's a bit cooler at the moment, so the resin, the epoxy is a little bit harder to get out of the tub. That's that done. I've already got my popsicle stick here ready as well tonight. So again, what I'm doing here is I'm going to put the epoxy right in the middle, and then I'm just going to spread some out, but I don't want to put too much around the edge, because when I done that the last time it created pressure and I couldn't get the coin to sit down properly. So as long as I've got enough to make contact with the bottom of the coin, that's really all I want. I don't want too much excess in there, but I can wipe it out if it does come out, but I just don't want to seal off around the edges of the coin, because it creates a pressure underneath the coin and it seals itself off, and then you're pushing against the air. You can't get the coin in. So that'll do for that for now. And I'm going to drop the coin in there like such. Actually, I'm going to have to do this on the chuck actually. That's a little bit tight. A little bit, it's almost there, but I don't want to. Oh, dearie me. I need to put that chuck back in. That there, and then I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to bring that in, just to get that coin in there. Give that a second. Done. Done, done, done. I'm just going to give it one more. Let it set. take it out. Lovely. Now I'll just get a bit of methylated spirits on that, and then we'll set the brush, set the knot before the glue goes off. Take that out. Now, let me get my glue back. I'll come back to the chat in a tick, guys. I just got to get this glue in before it goes off on me. Because this is all seen, being clear, I just want to make sure that we get this right. And I'll put a little bit on the bottom of the knot as well. Then I'm going to set this in. Sorry about the camera, guys. I should bring it back to camera, right? Sorry, guys. Leaving you in the dark there. Okay. We're there. We're done. Are you ready? You ready for the reveal? I'll just get rid of this glue board because we're finished with that now. We'll stick that there. So that's out the way. We'll move this out the way. We'll move that out the way. Alrighty, well after all that, I think we've achieved a very nice looking little brush. So just give me 2 seconds and we'll bring on that one and then we'll go back to that. So if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe. I think most of you guys that are in here have already subscribed to the channel, but if there's anybody that's lurking that's not been in the chat and you're watching the video, please subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Click the little bell so that you get notified when I go live again, and you'll get to see more of these brushes being created. You'll get notified when I go live. But anyway, for the reveal, here we go. One hybrid Chameleon shaving brush from TF Custom Shaving Brushes. So I'm just going to, I'll bring it to the, well it's on, we'll put it on this camera first. Alright, and I'll just show you the shine that we've got on that timber barrel now, so you can see it's just like glass. Okay, you can see there's the knots being set. and you can see I've got a fairly nice finish in there, as long as the resin doesn't start to get air bubbles in it. I've got a fairly nice set of the resin in there, and it's a nice clean area that you can see there, nice and clear. But I will show it in one of the other cameras, you might get a better look. And then you can see as I turn it around, you can see the Chameleon. So there's the Chameleon, and it sort of changes colours different way you look at it. You can still see the Chameleon. There's actually a little bit of Chameleon comes up into this section up here inside the brush. So yeah, it's turned out really nice, considering it was a blank that was all deformed and out of shape and out of whack. And I spent a bit of time on it today, brought it to round, and yeah, we've managed to get this from it, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Probably still needs a little bit of buffing in here. I can see a few faint, just a couple of faint lines, but it's not too bad. But the main handle itself is pretty good, to be honest. And you know, I'm just hoping that it holds up, because this is an unstabilised barrel, but it's it's been sealed in acrylic, sealed in black acrylic. Then it's had the Chameleon resin painted on with a brush. The knot's set in the acrylic this time, not in the timber, so that the knot shouldn't swell. And if it does, I mean, the knot will swell, but what I'm saying is the acrylic will hold it. It's no problems with the acrylic. It's only when the knots are set into the resin that they tend to, when they're set into the barrel, or part barrel, part resin, that's when it seems to be a big issue. But this here is, it's turned out quite nice actually. So yeah, we'll see how it holds up. I mean, I'm not going to sell this one for a little while, because I want to see if it, I want to make sure that different temperatures and stuff like that doesn't impact on it and cause it to fall apart before I sell it. But hopefully it'll be all good. But I'll just put it under some tests and just see how it shapes up, and then I can take it from there. The hybrids and the Chameleons are what I want to sort of work on, and I want to try and perfect getting it right. So I don't have any comebacks on brushes when I do them. But so far so good. But we'll see how it holds up. I'll just go to this other camera just to let you see it for final shot. So we'll go there, and there it is again. So you can see there's a tiny little spot there. You can probably see that in the camera. That's actually where there's a point of the barrel that actually comes out, and it comes out to the face of the resin. So that's what that little spot is. It's not a defect or anything. It's actually a piece of barrel coming out to the face of the resin. So yeah, there you go. So you can see that piece of Chameleon barrel goes up into the top section inside the handle. The barrels come up really nice, and the Chameleon, even a little bit of resin in the bottom there with the TF custom shaving brush coin. Oh sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bloody camera here, aren't I? I'm a shocker for doing that. We want to go to that camera. Sorry, we want to go to that camera. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. So there you can see there's a little bit of resin up through the top here. The rest of it's all wood. You can see the antique brass in there. The antique brass just really matches it well. The silver would have just been too much, I think. The antique brass just sits in there beautifully and blends in nicely with the barrel. So there you go, fellas. There's another TF custom shaving brush Chameleon hybrid, done and dusted. I'm not going to bother rounding off those other blanks as I mentioned earlier in the stream, because we've been going for a while now, so I'm going to call it a night. And but yeah, anyway, there you go. That's that that's that one. So just let me get rid of this subscribe button, guys. We'll get rid of that, and then I'll come back to the main screen shortly, and we'll call it a night. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Oh, you can't see it there. I'm pretty pleased with that. How that's come up. You can see that chameleon changing colour. So let me just check the chat and see where we're at. Yeah, no, it shouldn't matter, Razor. Once with these knots being set in resin, it's no issue. It's only when it's set in the timber in resin that we have that issue. So that's something that I'm sort of working on. But this won't have any issues. This one can be wet and dried as many times as you like, and in quick succession if you want to. This one ain't going to. It's not going to crack because they're not set in the resin. The resin's much stronger. You know, than the mix of timber and resin. The timber lets go, that's the issue. When it gets put under the pressure of the knot, because it's extreme pressure. The knots, when they swell up with water, they're pretty strong. I'll tell you, there's a lot of strength behind that. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's stunning. So let me just go to just checking the chat there. I'm hoping I haven't missed anything, guys, in the chat. I can see he's all like the brush. Yes, that's great. So I'll go to camera 1, and I'll get rid of that little picture one now, so you can see me and not anything else. There's the little brush again. Actually, I might bring it over that way. You can't really see it in that one, but you know, the chameleon's just so nice, the way it changes colour. But anyway, that's it, guys. Look, once again, guys, thanks for giving me your time again tonight. I mean, we've been streaming for what, nearly 3 hours, I think. So it's a long stream every time. I knew this one was going to be a bit of work. Well, it's actually 3.5 hours we've been streaming. I knew this one was going to be a lot of work because it just needed a lot done to it, the way the blank was. And like I said, I'm just hoping that it holds up okay. So this one will be put under test for a little while. I won't be selling this one. I'll put some pictures up as I usually do, so you can see some close-up photographs and the light tent of it. But like I said, guys, once again, thank yous all for dropping in the chat. Thanks for the regulars being in there again, it's much appreciated. Razor, for your work, keeping everybody entertained in there. And if there's anybody that's sitting on the sideline that hasn't subscribed, please subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Click the bell so you get notified when any of my videos go live again. And I'm going to be working on rounding off these two the next time. I may even do this one off camera and get it ready, because I'm going to pair that up with another piece that I've got. So I'm going to pair this one up, which has got the different coloured spirals in it. I'm going to pair that up with this one on the top, and I think that should look quite nice. This one's got blue and green and, you know, a couple of other colours in there, and I think that'll look quite nice as the top for this brush. It means I'm going to have a lot of wasted material here, but I can always do this again, and you know, do something similar again. So I think that'll be nice with that top and that base. So that's what I'm going to work on anyway. But whether I do a bit offline or whether I do it all online, we'll find out. But I'll schedule another live in for probably Monday night at this stage. We'll see how we go. But I'll put one up tomorrow sometime, probably tomorrow afternoon, so that you get a little bit of pre-warning anyway. And then hopefully these are all good to drop in. If you can't, it doesn't matter, you just drop in whenever you can. Alright? So anyway, guys, until next one, thanks very much for dropping in again. TF Custom Shaving Brushes signing out. Till next time. Okay, thanks guys. Catch you next time. See you all. Ta-da. Thanks for watching.